Buongiorno, people. James here. Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever felt trapped in a job or in a relationship or in a living situation? You're never actually stuck. Because stuck implies that you can't get out, that there's no escape. It feels like you're stuck because you keep making the same choices over and over again, and therefore you never leave the same spot. But regardless, when you feel stuck, it hurts, right? I mean, it's really fucking painful. Why is it so agonizing to feel trapped? The reason why is because your soul needs space. It needs room to move about. It needs to grow. Sam, it's time for the intro. Alright, let's say you have two little animals. Sam, what's a cute animal? Okay, rabbits. You have two rabbits. One of them you put in a cage so small that it doesn't even have room to turn around, and the other one is left free to roam in a meadow. Each day they are both given the same amount of food, the same amount of water, but the one that is left in a cage can't even move, and the other one is free to do as she pleases. I don't need to give you many more details for you to know how this is going to go. The rabbit in the cage isn't going to make it. Her muscles will atrophy. She will likely develop some type of psychological disorder. She will go stir crazy. She will spend the rest of her miserable days suffering in physical, mental, and emotional anguish. We see this all the time with chickens and pigs and cows on factory farms. We see this with foxes and minks on fur farms. We even see this with humans who are kept in solitary confinement. When beings are kept confined, it damages them immensely. Now imagine doing this to your soul. We live in an infinite universe. By definition, that means it is expanding. If it ever stopped expanding, it would have a defined finite edge. But that is not the case with our universe. In fact, science has proven that it is expanding. The galaxies are moving further and further apart from each other. Every single day, the universe is bigger than it was yesterday. It is expanding. Your soul, your spirit, your essence is also infinite. It too is constantly growing and expanding. The reason it hurts so much when you feel stuck is because your soul is claustrophobic. It doesn't want to be tied down with labels and thrown in a box. It goes against its nature. It's infinite. It is expanding. Unfortunately, every single day, billions of people resist this expansion. They resist it every time they choose to settle. They resist it every time they choose to keep themselves trapped. They resist it every time they choose to live a mediocre, half-fulfilled life. Remember, you're never actually stuck, no matter how much it may appear that you are. You just keep making the same choices over and over again. This is like the person who keeps dating the same energy vampires and then wonders why they feel drained all the time. This is the person who dreams about opening a vegan coffee shop, but they keep working that safe office job instead. This is every person who has ever said to themselves, next time is going to be different. Tomorrow's a new me. And then when tomorrow shows up, they end up right back on the couch watching old reruns and eating Nutella out of the jar with their fingers. That little rabbit being placed in a cage, that's terrible. No being should ever have to suffer like that. But if you are feeling stuck right now, then what's going on with you is equally as terrible. You have placed your soul in a cage, a place where it has no business being. When a rabbit is put in a cage, it has no choice in the matter. But if you are feeling stuck and keeping yourself stuck, then you are choosing to be there. You are choosing to put your soul in confinement. Now, you may not think so. You might even be able to give me a laundry list of people and events and circumstances that happen to you and that are all actively working to keep you stuck there. But I will look at you and I will say no, that you are still choosing to remain stuck. You are responsible for your life, for all of it, all of the things that are working and all of the things that aren't working. Let's say that you're driving down the road and somebody sideswipes you and then they peel off, hit and run, and you're left in the gutter. Okay? That's not your fault. I agree with you. That was some asshole. But if 2 months later, your car is still sitting in the driveway because you haven't figured out the time or the money to get it fixed, and you're bumming rides from your grandma and taking the bus, and then complaining to everyone in your life about how bad it is that that person did that hit and run on you, at that point, that's your choice. You are choosing to remain stuck there and blaming it on someone else. You have to take a step back. Stop blaming outside circumstances for what is going on in your life. If you are currently experiencing some type of stress or anxiety or depression or fear that is related to you feeling stuck or trapped, then you need to realize that this is your soul screaming. It is desperate to get out of that cage. You would never keep an animal trapped in a little cage and watch it suffer. So why would you do it to yourself? That's not fair and that's not right. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your life. It is time to drop the act. No more saying I'm stuck. No more saying I'm a victim. No more saying I have no choice. It's not fair. It's too hard. I'm not ready. I don't know what I'm doing. The world is against me. Woe is me. Enough. You are so much better than that. There is so much more out there for you than that. But nothing changes until something changes. You need to look at these choices that you keep making over and over again and drop the ones that aren't serving you. Put in some new choices. This is your life. It's time to step into your potential. Whoa, all right. Let me get off my soapbox. I'm sorry if that came off really preachy or a little bit aggressive, but this is a very important topic to me and it really gets me fired up. It's very important to me because it's something that I've struggled with in my life for way too long. But that's okay, that's been part of my journey. For me, my big area of feeling stuck and trapped has been in my vocation, working restaurant jobs, serving. And damn, I have beat myself up about it. I have come up with all kinds of stories in my head about what this means about me as a person and success, and I'm not doing enough, and I'm not using my education, and what do other people think of me, and I'm letting everyone down, and blah. Wow. So I realized that I'm not stuck, even though I felt like it. I felt so trapped. But I'm not stuck. I realized I'm just making the same choices over and over again. So now I'm starting to change that. I've tried in the past and then it would get scary. Working these restaurant jobs for me is a comfort zone. I don't like it. I don't like being in there, but I can do it on autopilot and I'm good at it. So I just fall back into that same routine, making the same choice over and over again. When I wanted to introduce new choices, that felt scary, that felt intimidating. And so I would start to implement the new choice and I'd be like, this isn't working, this is too hard. Boom, and I'd go right back to the old comfortable pattern. But now I've started implementing new choices. This channel is a really big example of that. This was a really scary thing for me to do. And now that I'm doing it, something is changing. That same restaurant job that I'm still going to feels different. Now that I've started putting new choices in, that whole feeling of being stuck melts away. Whereas before, I was working at the restaurant, it felt like I was walking on a treadmill, going nowhere. But now that I've put in new choices, it feels like I'm walking on a path, walking out. I'm still just walking, but now I'm actually going somewhere. That's the whole reason why you feel stuck. It feels like you're never going to leave that situation because you keep doing the same thing to keep you in that situation. So once you start to change that, you just tweak a few choices, man, the shift is amazing. All right, you know the drill. Please tell me below, where do you feel stuck? Where do you feel trapped? And what is one new choice that you can implement that can start to bring about some change? Thank you, you awesome human being, and maybe cat or dog, for sticking around and watching all the way to the end. Amazing! I love when you do this. Thank you. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Feel free to subscribe if you're into that. If you did not like this video, or if something was missing, or if something felt off to you, you can leave a thumbs down if you want. But if you do, please tell me why in the comments below. This channel loves constructive criticism. And as always, love, bliss, and consciousness.